What is up, guys? Today we're going to be doing a full breakdown of the swamp section of our yard hunt. Our yard hunt is made up of 4 different themes. We have the graveyard down the other end, the carnival in the middle, the farm beside the carnival, and then on this lower end we have the swamp. We had some cool ideas for this, and I feel like they came out pretty well. We really wanted to create a eerie swamp atmosphere out here. I feel like we were able to get the effect that we wanted. As you can see, the centerpiece is the swamp shack. And then we've had a gazebo out here, and we made that into a bait and tackle shop. So I want to do a little breakdown showing you guys the in and outs of how we created this little section. First and foremost, the most important thing is probably the lighting out here. It took a while to get the lighting right, but we've got a couple of floodlights. We've got some flickering light bulbs, the short circuit ones from Spear Halloween. We have the flickering lanterns, the old school style lanterns. As you come down here, we have a low light blue light shining up on the tree of the dead. I'll go into more detail on these props here in a minute, but right now I'm just highlighting the lighting. It's not too bright, it just casts a little light, a little glow onto the tree. It looks really nice. And down here we had a green floodlight on the shack, shining up on the shack for a long time, but we decided to go with the dimmer white light because you can see him a little bit less, the swamp fisherman. You can't see him as good with this lower light, which makes him look a little scarier at night when people are driving by. And then to also create the effect of not being able to see him as well, we've added the Spear Halloween short circuit light bulbs, which are these. And as you can see, they'll stay on for a while and then they'll start cutting in and out like they're old style lights, which is what you want. So you can see it creates a eerie look on him when it goes in and out like that. And then over here we have the lantern, which is creating a little glow effect onto Bound Corpse, which is this prop right here. Looks very cool. You can see, it looks like a old candle is in that lantern. It's really a light. So it creates a cool glowing effect on everything around it. And then when we come over here to create the effect of water, like I said before, this is the bait and tackle shop. We've added a fire and ice light, which creates movement. It's not just a regular standard light, it creates movement, which makes it look like, in this case, looks like water. It's what we were going for. Because, you know, usually tackle shops, bait and tackle shops are near water, which makes sense for the swamp section. It looks really cool on our tackle shop attendant, which I will get to here in a second. But as you can see the blue and green movement on the gazebo. It looks just like water at night. Looks like, not water, but it looks like water reflecting off of and hitting something else. And we also have another one of the flickering lanterns, old school lanterns up here, adding an effect on the crates. And then the final light in the swamp section would be the light casting up on the deep sea diver and the tackle shop sign, which looks good. We had a green light on him for a long time, but we decided to switch it up and go blue because the green light was a little too bright and I just feel like it's scarier when you can't really see the props as well when you're driving by slow. All right, now we'll get into the different props we have out here in this section. First, back in the summer, we decided to make this, we call it the Tree of the Dead, which is kind of like a witchcraft tree with skulls on it. As you can see, we've added some fish netting as well and some creepy cloth to really give it that swamp and fisherman effect. As we move over to the swamp shack, my dad played a big role in making this idea come to life. He helped a lot. He pretty much built the whole thing. I just had the idea, but he pretty much built it. A lot of work went into this. You can see we have created a full-size swamp shack out in the backyard, out in the front yard. We've elevated it with docks, so the flooring is it's just not setting on the ground. I don't know how well the camera's picking that up, but as you can see, we've elevated it with these dock style pieces of wood, it's probably about a foot off the ground, which gives it a cool like dock effect, as it is not just sitting on the ground, so elevated, which gives it some depth. We back up, you can see the fog machine is going now, which for a while we didn't have the fog machine out here, but we decided to go with it because this gives it some more atmosphere out here. As you can see, we had the fog machine. Since the floor is elevated, like I said, we have it underneath the floorboards, and it kind of seeps through the floor as it comes out, and it kind of rubs up on the roof and kind of comes out real slow, which is awesome because it kind of lingers around for a while before it goes up into the air. As we move closer to the swamp shack, we can see we've added a alligator, because of course you got to have an alligator for a swamp shack. Some latex alligator. We've added some fishing crates like you would see on any fishing dock or swamp shack or anything like that. I've already mentioned the lantern. Also, we have Bound Corpse out here from Distortions Unlimited. Looks like she's tied up. And the idea behind this is, if you can see, we have the swamp fisherman setting here. So he's the main prop we have out here, but we're trying to tell a story. So the story is, he's living out in this old, decrepit swamp shack, and he has this tree over here is the remains of his victims. So every time he has like a new victim, he traps a soul into this tree by putting the skull of his victim on it. And then Bound Corpse goes along with that because it looks like he has trapped another person, which will be next to go onto the Tree of the Dead. And then we've added a wind chime, a skull wind chime out here, which looks awesome. It goes with the theme so perfectly. Looks so good. It just matches what we're going for right here with the skulls and Tree of the Dead and everything in that sense. We've actually cut out walk up here a little closer. We've cut out probably about a 15 by 15 square to give the impression that this is a window. We put a white sheet down, put it behind it, stapled it in, and it looks like a blind or a curtain. And to go along with that, to give the impression of the window, we've added some crates and some pallets onto the side over here, as you can see, to give the impression that, this is not just a one piece of wood sitting up here. It has some depth to it. Looks like there's a room back here, even though there's really not. But, we just want to give the impression that there was a room. We've we have a door as well. Sorry, you can't really see because of the fog. There's a door here that we've added. We just put some wood up in a door shape, I guess. We've painted the inside of the door darker so it would look like a door and not just look like the rest of the shack. And we've added a doorknob to give the impression that this door can actually open. But you know, we know that it can't open, but people driving by, they're looking to see if this door opens or what's going on there. Something might pop out, they're not really sure, which is fun. Something else we've added, where we got a bunch of these old looking vines and Spanish moss, things of that nature. As you can see, we put them all over the shack. It looks so good. Even got them on the side over here. I forgot to mention there's a green light behind here, green floodlight, just to add some ambiance, green ambiance. But you can see the moss and the greenery and the vines. Looks like it's really taken over. The rail, we got on the railing here too. We just put it all over, make it look overgrown, old and decrepit. The roof is just a piece of cardboard, which over time it's looked better. I mean, it's looked worse, but for what we're going for, it's gotten better because it looks older because the rain's gotten to it. So it's kind of fallen in now. When we first put it up, the cardboard's in good shape, but now it's completely coming apart and falling through. So it's kind of matching what we're going for since the weather's gotten to it. So that is the swamp shack. So cool. The swamp ambiance we've managed to create is dead on to how a swamp would be. So cool. Now we'll take a look at the Gordon Bait and Tackle Shop. We'll go into the details of it. As you can see, we have a tackle shop attendant. And we've added a yellow raincoat on him to give the impression that, you know, he's working out in the rain, working out in the swamp. We just feel like the yellow raincoat is a classic swamp or fisherman detail that we wanted to add. And you can see we've stacked up some fishing crates over here, and we have a hook in the head latex head, which goes perfectly with the shack. We've draped some netting, fish nautical netting around the entire shack. We'll get you a closer look at the tackle shop attendant. We've added some greenery on him to make him look overgrown. We've added some greenery onto the gazebo, which is the Gordon Bait Tackle Shop, to make it look overgrown and decrepit. That's what we're going for over here. We've added a sign, and we have painted that sign to make it look older. We've added some green moss spray paint to make it look old and like it's been weathered, which looks, I think it came out really good. And then we have another hook in the head guy right here, made out of latex. It looks good. Looks like the tackle shop attendant's been up to no good with these heads laying around with hooks. Almost like he's selling them to the customers who are coming here before they go into the swamp. And then last but not least, in the swamp section, we have Deep Sea Diver, which when I saw this, I knew I had to get it because it fit the swamp theme so well. As you can see, we have him on a platform coming out. We have a bunch of greenery around him, which is, we didn't have to plant those because they were natural, so it's kind of worked out perfect. But there he is, pitchfork and all. Fits so perfectly with the theme we're going for here. Well, guys, that's about it. I hope you enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys on the next one.